What up, G-Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Join the G-Life. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man in Society, M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Now, what I wanted to get into was something I was asked by one of my subscribers, which he said, if I could make a video about the Norteño who came to the No Jumper to get interviewed. And what's my thoughts on him? Well, first of all, homie, let that be the last time they come down here, homie. On the dead homies, dog. That's on the set, homie, because we gonna have problems the next time that happens, dog. Because if I would have been there, I wouldn't have let that shit slide, dog. I would have been like, fuck that, homie. You know, it's Southside on mine, dog. Shit, we would have got a clapping, homies, dog. On dead homies. Nah, I'll bullshit to the side, though. We're just playing. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Nah, so Norteño came down here, right? I'm not aware of the individual, right? This is my first time hearing about him, right? So I don't think I have scoped out his music, right? So he came to the No Jumper. Now I don't watch No Jumper, so I can't say that I watched the interview, right? No hate on the homie or nothing like that. It's just that I can't watch No Jumper. You know what I mean? You know, I have the way I view Adam, you know, and I just can't fuck with people like that, you know what I mean? In my personal opinion, like, I'm just not going to be supporting somebody who has those kind of charges, right? And, you know, accusations, right? Even though they came out of his mouth, right? So, I mean, those are facts, bro. They came out of his mouth, but anyway, whatever, right? I just can't fuck with people like that, right? That are like that, right? Sickos, right? Pedophiles. Because it did come out of his mouth, bro. I mean, the individual said it, so people can't say, like, where's the proof? I mean, he said it. He himself said it, right? What more proof do you need? He said he was drunk or on drugs, right? And he was young. Dog, people like that don't play around like that, bro. And there's multiple times he's done it, so I don't know, you know? Now, look, that's good that, you know, he's reached to the levels, you know, where he's being recognized and now he's being thrown out there, you know, to get more exposure and all that, right? I don't see that there's a problem. When people were saying, I can't believe it, Adam would do that. Adam is not a Southsider. He's not a Sureño. He's not a fucking gang member. He can invite whoever the fuck he wants to his podcast, bro. He has no gang ties. You know what I mean? People act like he's a fucking Southern channel just because he's in Southern California, bro. Or like if these individuals who are down here who are Crips, Bloods, or Whites, or non-affiliates, that they can't invite people to their podcasts because they live in Southern California and they're inviting Northerners, bro. They could do whatever the fuck they want. They got no gang ties. You know what I mean? Okay, no one dictate their program. You know what I'm saying? And this is all facts, bro. This is all internet, bro. It's all entertainment. You know what I mean? This is not the streets. You wanna set street rules and street shit on a fucking podcast, bro? What kind of goofy are you? You know what I mean? That shit gets left in the streets where it belongs. Trying to regulate the internet and people's podcasts like the streets. Fucking goofy ass people. Anywho, so he's entitled to bring in whoever he wants to his podcast, right? And that's cool, the raza's getting some exposure, whether from Southern or Northern, it doesn't even matter. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't go to the No Jumper show even if I was invited, right? I would be like, fuck that, I'm not down with Adam, I'm not down with what he likes to do, and just, I don't like his get down, you know what I mean? The guy's a weirdo. And, he likes to stir up a lot of shit, bro. He likes to, cause... drama, bro. That's what his shit is. Like, he invites people on there, right? Not so much to actually push their music or help these individuals out, but more about to see what kind of content he could create from it, right? A Northerner coming to Southern California. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to have a problem with that. Like, I can already see his angles, right? Like, so... You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he ever does stuff to help people with their music, right? It's just more to try to see what he could get out of it, right? Because when he interviews, back then, right, before I knew anything and I used to scope out No Jumper, right, and I would see him interview individuals, he really doesn't really ask any music-related questions, right? Like, he doesn't help the individual image being put out there when it comes to their music content, right? Like, none of the questions are like music-based related, right? It tends to dive into more bullshit and gang politics and all that than anything else, right? So and plus a lot of No Jumper, even though No Jumper gets a lot of views and it has a big fan base, a lot of people on there are like trolls or people that are just looking for drama. So people that are not really into music or into scoping out people's music, right? It's more to see what kind of bullshit is going to be said and done on there, right? A lot of the people that tune in to No Jumpers for that, so it's not really going to help these individuals. Like, people aren't going to take it out of the time to not go listen to individuals and stuff like that, right? Because these individuals are probably just in it for because if you go into their the Reddit, right, from what I seen from the channel Point and Shoot, if you guys you're not, go subscribe to Point and Shoot, right? That's how I watch No Jumpers content, actually, through Point and Shoot, right? The videos he does. You know, he gets down, you know what I mean? I like his content, he's good shit, right? So Point and Shoot, right, you know, he puts out stuff on the Reddit, right, and people on their comments, and it's always a bunch of trolls and people just looking for drama and everything. So people that are not really, you know, looking for music-related type shit, right? So the majority of the fan base is not even like music-related people that are gonna want to actually, you know, that are tapping into actually hear the music shit of the podcast, bro. You know what I mean? And that's what happens when you keep doing all this bullshit and you know, you base your channel around pure bullshit and negativity, that a majority of the people that are watching aren't even people that are actually looking to see what kind of good content you're throwing out there. It's more to see what kind of drama might pop off, bro. And you know what I mean? So you're getting exposure to a wider community, but a community who's probably not even into the music, right? That's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to rain on the homies parade and shit like that, right? Or being a hater because he's a northerner, because it has nothing to do with that, right? It's more about like Adam and, you know, how I view his podcast and why I think it's not like beneficial for not just like northerners but southerners, you know, to be on there, right? It's not going to get them, if anything, it's going to get them more exposure to maybe like trolls and people like that, but not people that are actually tapping into actually find new artists or people that are, you know, throwing out music out there, right? It's more about negativity than anything else, right? But see, for Adam, it's beneficial because he gets views, right? And his revenue comes from the views, right? So, you know, I really don't see how it's going to really help anybody's music career by going on there, right? You know, because a lot of people's, you know, from what I had seen, right, that they had talked about in this other podcast, right, you know, after the guests go on to No Jumper, it really doesn't help boost their views on their music and stuff like that, right? So that was actually interesting to see that, you know. I was like, oh shit, because I would have figured that it probably would have, right? But then now looking at it, okay, I can see why it makes sense, right? Because a lot of people there are just there watching just to see what might pop off, right? You know what I mean? Like, people tapped into Jerry Springer or Jose Luis Censura not because they actually wanted to hear the stories that were on there, but to see what kind of bullshit was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Not to actually see some serious shit or dive into these people's lives, more into what kind of fucking chaos there was gonna be, right? You know what I mean? That's just what happens when you base your shit around stuff like that, bro. You know, that your fan base becomes, you know, chaotic, right? So, but hey, you know, I hope homie keeps blowing up. I don't know really much about him, right? I don't see nothing wrong with, you know, homie coming down here and doing a podcast. You know, like, bro, on a day-to-day, there's probably Nortenos that are around, you know, Southern California, just like there's always homies in Northern California, bro. You know what I mean? Like, people are not even going to be aware of this information. Let's say a group of Norteños, 10 of them, right? And one of their family members lives down here and they come over here for a party and they just drive over here and they're chilling in the homie's pad partying. No one's going to fucking know that they were there and they were here. So, like I said, you can't keep track of everybody and everything, bro, in the wide area, homie. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen. Like, it probably happens on a day-to-day. Who fucking knows, right? Like, for people to be, like, tripping or making a big deal about it. Like, once they start trying to plant flags, then you can try to make a big deal about it, right? And not just because they're Northerners, but because, you know, that goes for anything, right? Like, if you have any crew or new gang or you know, whether black, Asian, even Raza, right? Even if it's a new up-and-coming Southern neighborhood, right? Anybody that tries to plant a flag somewhere where it's already established is going to have issues, bro. You know? And it has nothing to do with no North, South, blacks, or Asians, or nothing like that, bro. It's the principle of the matter, Smokey. You know what I mean? But overall, that's my opinion. Keep the gangbanging off the fucking internet, bro. You really want to be gangbanging, take your ass to the fucking streets where you really earn stripes, because this shit is goofy behavior. Get mad, I don't care. It is what it is, bro. I know the truth hurts. You know, you want to be regulating the internet like it's the streets, take your ass to the streets, bro. Earn some real shit. I'm saying, Shadow, we out.